It gets me
So I haven't done a proper review in a while, so I decided to do one, and that would be Sherlock Season 4. I'll do the other seasons in a few more weeks, but since Season 4 has just came out, I decided why not do Season 4. So before I talk about Season 4, I took time to talk about Season 3 and do a few spoilers with how that ended. It ended with Moriarty saying, "Did you miss me?" in like every single screen in London. So it was just a cliffhanger on what's his last plan before what happened. But I'll talk more about Season 3 on my Season 3 review after my Season 1 and 2. This season was the most intense season out of all three. The first was calm, the second was really awesome, the third was exciting and testing, and this was just intense in general. Every single episode was intense in its own right. Season 4. Episode 1 started off with turning the whole playing field around because you thought it was one thing, then it kind of twisted that around in itself. And then it took a sad turn. It is what it is. Episode 2 took that whole sad field of death and plagueness and made it into a settled and back to livable field, but it was still not as happy as it once was, which is the challenge between Sherlock and Watson this season. It was really interesting to watch because you actually saw them fully have an actual separation conflict, which usually gets resolved, but at this moment it was on the line. Episode 3, if I could say how it felt, it would feel like being dangled from a helicopter on top of another helicopter on top of a volcano. You just felt intensified in every single scene because every single scene has something to keep you from not wanting a certain thing to happen, without spoilers anyway. And it was very interesting to see that because no season finale by Sherlock has ever done that. They were always more clever, more exciting, but this was more of a emotional test for both Sherlock and Watson, and even Mycroft actually. Like I said, this season really tests the loyalty and the relationship between Sherlock and Watson. It shows that no matter how much history between the two happens, no matter how much they try to abandon each other, their true friendship will always shine out, which is actually the most beautiful moral from all 4 seasons, which is why I think this is my favorite next to season 2. This show and season has done its job. Obviously, from how I've said, I'm pretty sure it has. And if its job is to play with my heartstrings until I die, then it's successfully. The beautiful thing about Sherlock, if you really are interested in how they make it, is how they edit the scenes. The editors get really good highlight in this whole series because they allow such awkwardly nice and pleasing perspectives on how Sherlock thinks. The reason why I didn't like the Sherlock movies with Robert Downey Jr. is because it didn't really show how he thought. It showed that he's smart, but it didn't make you follow how he was thinking. In Sherlock, he has a thing that he calls a mind palace, and inside this mind palace you can see how his mind thinks. Even within 5 seconds you could see his mind work by however the editors use, and however the DP changes the scene as well. Changing the lens in itself makes you feel like you're inside his mind palace. It's really impelling. A lot of props, because without the writers, well, there wouldn't be a story. And Sherlock is all about story. It's all about how to make this smart guy exciting and relatable, and how to make this relatable guy realistically follow someone who's just not emotionally attached to the world. The actors get a big props to this because Benedict Cumberbatch is a wonderful actor who always brings all he can to every single project he's in, including The Imitation Game, Doctor Strange. He's in everything now. Smaug. He actually acted as a dragon. They had body tracking things around him to make him a dragon. It's awesome. And of course, Martin Freeman. He was also in that movie. He's in The Hobbit, and he's a little bit in the Marvel universe now. But he's a wonderful actor. He plays the part perfectly. You relate to him a lot, even though honestly, we all want to be Sherlock. But no one can be that smart as him or his brother. To end this video, I want to say that how I felt about it in conclusion. Anyway, it was great, and honestly, I suggest you watch the whole series if you haven't yet. If you have, get up to date with this season. This season really is the most emotionally relatable season for Sherlock as the character, not the show. And I give it honestly a 10 out of 10, and last season was a 7. So yeah, but that ends this review. So if you could like, comment below, it would really help out with traction. And if you could also subscribe, share, and if you haven't yet, there's a little button next to the subscribe button that lets you notified whenever I make a new video. And to end this, dream big.